What is going on, guys? Today we have got the second team of What If, and the first one we are going to do is Was centre mid from Valencia. Chemstar, we are looking at a Shadow, which to be honest makes sense. It's a 3-star, so already a little bit of a point deduction there. High medium on the attack into defensive, and he is a right-footed player standing at 5'11". Solid player on his traits. Pace-wise, it's good enough. Obviously, we'll get 92 with the Shadow. What else we got? 83 composure, not the greatest, but again, it will do. 82 agility, 78 balance, good reactions, ball control. Obviously, shot power is quite nice, so the long-range shots are going to be kind of like his box-to-box speciality. Strength and aggression, 80s. It's fair enough. Good defensive stats as well. If you do whack a Shadow on him, he does become a 90 CDM, which is always fantastic. And obviously, I believe, yeah, his gold card is a right back this year. So that is obviously why he's kind of got this stretched out pace. Obviously, if you are looking at the difference between the two, we've got a +7 on passing, pace, and physical, and defending. 6 on the shooting, 8 on the dribbling. It's not terrible. Let's just see if I do have a Shadow or if I'm going to have to go buy one. I feel like I probably used my last one, which will be a big... Oh, no, we got one more. So we have got one more to put on him. Let's just see what that can do. Obviously, it will be a 9 because we did purchase the card rather than packing him. Obviously, we more than likely will get upgrade packs on the Sunday or Monday. I believe Sunday should be the one, if not tomorrow. Sometimes they do. Obviously, that does give him a very nice defensive boost. He's an interesting one. He's 150 at the moment, which means he will drop down even more. Let's just get straight into it and see what Was can do. Oh, nice team. Got a lot of the prime moments. He's already done Nedved. Obviously, Puyol being loan, we're going to see that so much in friendlies. Right, let's get Was on the ball instantly. I always like to try and get a feel of them, see what we're talking about. Oh, he's just went with the Megs. That's beautiful. Okay, in terms of dribbling, we're not looking awful, I suppose. Oh God, okay, we've just let him completely through. Just pile drive him. In terms of dribbling, looks pretty bang average in terms of kind of like his quickness in the dribble. He's going to go for that. That's a cracking free kick. Does get the Megs on him. Obviously, we've got Zola coming in. He's got a lot of the icons. But in general, he does look relatively good on the ball. I wouldn't say he's absolutely spectacular, but he is going to be more of a box-to-box that I'll use very much how I use my Kevin De Bruyne, obviously, because he's going to be the one that like pushes forwards a little bit, but then I want him kind of going back as with the defensive trait on him with the Shadow. We want that free kick. We want to see how we can do. I wonder if Was has got anything, in fact, but he is going to be, I don't know, let's give him a little crack. He's going with someone on the line, obviously. Of course he is. What are we saying? About there. Going with a yellow time. Oh, did that just crack the crossbar? But overall, he's looking nice. I feel like with the price tag already being 150, it kind of already paints a picture with potentially him being a little bit average, a little bit kind of like more of an affordable price, but not necessarily going to change the team massively. So let's jump in and see what we can do. See if we can get any clips with him today. Into Was. I'm going to try and get him in and around, basically using him as more of like a support player, someone who's going to bring the ball forward. Essien will be more of the kind of defensive mid in this role. As soon as we actually can pass the ball, it seems a little bit rusty today straight off the bat. Again, this is where I want Was. That is a perfect position. Nice little power position to drag the defenders. And then we can kind of put in the attacking players like Mane, like obviously Socrates. And then we can go for the attempt. Oh, it's a great tackle from Puyol, but we have got to watch because a lot of teams are going to now incorporate a lot of the lone icons. I feel like I could make a full team of lone icons, and now we've got 3 moment cards. It's just going to get even worse to come against. Want to see Was with that sweet left foot. I'm interested to see his shooting. I feel like it's not going to be awful, but I feel like, again, you're not really going to be wanting to shoot so much with him. It's going to be that kind of like one-off outside the box sort of striker slash hitter of the ball. It's nice. So far, passing-wise, been nice. Not really too much to really report on, but he's not necessarily made any mistakes, which is always a good thing. You'd be surprised how many mistakes people can make with kind of like the stats not in the right areas. We see Socrates through. That's got to be a penalty, ref. Red card potentially. It is. It's a red card. Wass is going to step up for this one. I feel like penalties, yeah, penalties weren't his thing, but it's always nice to get a goal in one of them. And we slot it down the side. We don't even time it. We get a red card against us, and he gets his first goal on the pitch. Fine Wass again. The one thing as well we've got to remember is this card potentially could be an 80, what is he, an 88? He could be an 88 centre mid if Valencia do manage to score 6 goals in their next 5 matches, which again is more than possible. We've seen Mbabu go up so far, and we've also seen Marcelo go up. I don't know if Marcelo has actually had his rating increase to a 90, and that's what you got to remember. This card could potentially be an 88 centre mid, which then would hire everything. So we look at his shooting, we look at his kind of defending. That will all be practically a +2 from looking at Mbabu's. It more than likely will be a +2, and this guy is not going to play with his red card. Another very, very strong team. We've got Roberto Carlos, baby. We've obviously got Red Cancelo, Prime Moment Deco, Ribery. I think that's a Prime Garincha as well. Very, very nice. Mbappe just chilling in that CDM role with Atal and Tabib. I don't know how to pronounce his name. And then obviously I think it's Dembele up front for some reason. It's a very weird crafted team, but it makes sense, to be fair. Wass going to get that pass across. It's one thing I'm going to like about him, and I feel like that's going to be something, if he does get the upgrade, that he's going to be really good at, is just spreading of the play. And you'd find when you kind of put a team together, you don't necessarily see all of that, because you kind of go with the better players who more than likely have the passing, but you forget how vital passing really is. Obviously there is a hell of a lot more stats as well, but in a centre mid that's a box to box, passing is absolutely vital for them. Wass going to get that interception. Socrates nearly capitalising on it. And again, it's what you're going to want him for. The interceptions is going to be the big thing. And I think if you was going to pair him with somebody, I'd be looking at more of a kind of DM role. Someone like a Kant. Oh, that's a great ball inside. That's a fair play. Gets me on the quick La Croqueta. But in terms of what you'd want to play him with, you want a really strong DM. So you can kind of use him as this sort of role that's going to get the ball. He's going to make that run. We can then lead Socrates a little bit more up, lead him with the kind of 5 attacking, and then him holding the ball forward, and then obviously Essien will be more of the defensive side of it. You want Essien kind of staying back. Again, if you've got Matthias, if you've got Conte, someone who is really defensive, you want him staying back. Even though my Essien is tending to go a little bit more upfield, you want him to really kind of push back and have someone with maybe that high-low in terms of defensive and then attacking. Ooh, go for the kind of random shot there. Roberto Carlos is going to get it past Cantona. But then again, you can see him already kind of keeping his shape, keeping that DM role. I think it's absolutely perfect for him, especially with the shadow on him. I feel like if he does become 88, then you are going to absolutely love him in that role. Oh, Kevin, beautiful. And again, we see him just constantly pushing forward, and it's just perfect. It's just the way that you kind of play it. I used De Bruyne like that in Foot Champs, and it works so well, having that extra man just to kind of not necessarily even confuse the attacker, but 9 times out of 10, or at least if you don't get someone who's playing 5 at the back, you can just get that little pass off, and it just gives you that little bit of space to then get it to someone like De Bruyne there, who has a very good chance of scoring that. It was a bit of a kind of a rushed attempt, but it's just to show you what you can actually push forward with him. And again, that is, if he gets that, oh, I should have chipped it. I really didn't think I was getting that, but what a cracking ball. And again, like I was saying, passing is very, very underrated in terms of you look mainly at the attacking defense, maybe a little bit of dribbling, and I feel like passing is, like I say, I'm not saying that nobody thinks about it, but in terms of you don't really kind of look at his passing and think, yeah, that's the card I want. You look at everything else, and then passing is kind of like the next level. And obviously with playing with a hell of a lot of players, you can kind of then notice who's got the better passing, who's even just the stat. You can kind of have the animations and all of that great stuff. And Wass definitely coming in clutch with a lot of nice passing. And again, we see him out, and it's just vital, this role. Look at this. Every single time we can just go with the 1-2s, and before you know it, you have 3 or 4 people attacking. Oh, nearly misses that one to Mane. But then you've got 6 people attacking. Yes, you then have to have pretty much all 5 at the back. And it is not necessarily a 5 at the back formation, but it's how it's being played as such. But obviously, you do need a DM that is going to stay at the back. You don't want one kind of moving forward. And the biggest mistake I make is personally using that 1-2. You can see that Wasp going forward. I tend to use it with both cards, which definitely does make it a little bit harder, because then it's using 4 at the back and 7 up front, and before you know it, that counter with someone like Garincha, who's going to put you under the cosh, is going to bite you at one point. So if I am going into the overall for Was, obviously he plays well. I feel like he is more of your average CM, but with the potential to go up. Obviously, the extra +2 would be cracking. We've got Valencia versus Villarreal. We've got them versus Levante, Granada, Cadiz, and then Real Sociedad. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, they've got them 5 to go. Can they get 6 goals? That's all they need. I feel like it's very possible for a lot of teams. I'm personally not sure where Valencia are in the league. So if you are a Valencia fan or follow the La Liga, let me know down below where they are. Have they got a good possibility of it? But I feel like +6 in 5 games it's not easy, don't get me wrong, because some teams can go 6 games, 7 games without getting 6, but it is a very big possibility that they can get it. And this card then turns into, practically you look at these as a +2, so it'll have 84 pace, 5 shooting, 89 passing, 87 dribbling, 86 defending, and 85 physical. It is it's kind of like then generic default upgrade. And then you look at these, and practically most of these will be +2, maybe even a +3 on ones that don't really give you too much. It's to kind of balance out the stats. Maybe you get a +3 on the penalties. It doesn't really give you too much, but it gives you a little bit of an extra boost. But we're going to end up with decent strength at that point. Head and accuracy is not really going to be a thing still. Maybe we see over 80 balance. That's going to be absolutely brilliant to see on the card. Obviously agility goes up, composure more than likely only goes up by +2, but that takes him up to 85, which makes him even better and even more reliable in that mid role. And more than likely, if we don't see him as a 92 CDM, we'll definitely see him as a 91 CDM, who's going to be able to do that box to box job. So I feel like if you can get this guy during lightning rounds, he's already 129, so I think I've lost a little bit of coins on him during this lightning round, but they will kind of go down even more tomorrow during the 6, 7, 8 p.m. lightning rounds there. So if you do want to pick one up, potentially then, or you wait and to see for the upgrade packs, see if you can get one untradeable or buy them during there, because they may be a little bit of panic depending on what upgrade packs come out. But overall, I think he's a solid card. He is kind of just above average in my opinion. He's not going to be your game winner. He's not going to be the next Kevin De Bruyne team of the year or anything, because the ratings do have an overall kind of lock on them. If you compare a 95 or 96 to an 86, then it's absurd. But if you're going like 86s, and especially for La Liga in terms of centre mids, there is quite a few nice ones, so you're going to have a bit of a choice really. But you've got the likes of like De Jong, you've got Parejo's lost a little bit of pace there. Herrera, he's a cracking card actually, so you have got them sort of cards to really kind of compare him to and really see, is he worth it. I think Coquelin is quite nice, but you have got to remember then as well, he could get that upgrade, which then we're looking at more up here. Maybe a lot of them are more cams if anything, so he should have an open fire in that midfield role if you are looking at a top La Liga centre mid. So I think he is a potential. You've just got to see if he's going to get that +6 to get that second overall 88. But overall, nice card. I'll probably give him about an 8.4, maybe 8.5, and then we will see what happens with an 88. So let me know down below what you think about what if and who you'd like to see tonight. I'll try and pick them up. We're going to be doing a hell of a lot of them tonight, so stay tuned for all of that. Make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.